Good morning. My name is Tom Rossell, and with me today is Ricardo Garcia. We are coming to you from the Education Building at St. Joseph Honey Creek Catholic Church. Ricardo and I lead the Vocation Promotion Ministry here at St. Joseph, along with 11 other members. We are here to tell you about this new ministry at St. Joseph, how it came about, what our objectives are, and the current projects we are working on. So, Ricardo, how are you doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So, Ricardo, how did this ministry come about at St. Joseph?
Well, for starters, let's just say this. Thanks for clicking on the link, okay? The ministry itself, we've always sort of had a ministry here at St. Joseph Honey Creek. The issue at hand was that during COVID really affected not only this ministry, but a lot of other ministries. And during that time period, things sort of fell wayside. And so we came back after COVID, sort of post-COVID, and we were sort of torn different ways within not only the Catholic Church, but within our parish. So we were kind of lacking sort of that vocation ministry and committees. And so that's really how we kind of just came back to self-center ourselves with God. And this then became one of the more important things here at St. Joseph Honey Creek. Our ministry here at St. Joseph, we're focused on vocations. We have priesthood, religious life. We have, eventually we'll get into consecrated life, marriage, and single life. But primarily we're focusing on priesthood and religious life through prayer, through service, through support of many things here within St. Joseph Honey Creek.
You had kind of a funny story about vocations.
Yeah, I guess this sort of it's sort of been a seed that's been planted within me, but I really wasn't even aware. And maybe I'm the only Catholic sort of had this experience too. But what it was is I remember specifically I was at a social event and speaking to a pastor there, and we were just making small talk, whether it was weather or sports or even sort of barbecue at times, So I was like, wow, he's just like me. We sort of relate and have a lot in common. And then I specifically do remember the pastor asking me, say, what's your vocation? And me being me, because I always, quick on the draw, sort of wit. Well, it just, I had something to do. This was easy for me. And my response was what my vocation, it's easy. Over 20 years, I've been an RN in surgery. I've done, multiple types of surgeries, from vascular, orthopedic, plastics, you name it, implemented different techniques and won sort of some awards. And as I'm going on and on and on, the father leans in and says, no, son, what's your vocation? And so at that moment, at that point in time, man, I knew I really was informed as a Catholic. And I had heard the word sort of vocation, but it was something that I never really thought of in a spiritual aspect. And so that was probably the first day where that seed was planted to say, man, what is my vocation? And then soon after that, I had an opportunity through the Archdiocese to attend a vocation committee meeting. And within that meeting, this was the first time I had ever met, was Bishop Gary Yannick. And if you know Bishop Gary Yannick, he's a man of numbers, statistics, figures, facts. And within that meeting itself, he had a talk that was very informative and that spoke a lot about vocations. And it was eye-opening, to say the least, of what not only the Archdiocese was going through, but what we were occurring all over the world in procuring that fruit of vocations, whether priesthood or religious life. And so that's how all of that culminated with that one word of vocations. I mean, that's something that I definitely learned that experience and carried me on to this ministry.
Very good. Thank you, Ricardo. So in Ricardo's talk there about vocations, he actually brought the idea of a vocations ministry to us at St. Joseph a couple years ago. And I attended that meeting, and I think he and I knew at that time that as soon as we got done with some other commitments that we were going to launch this ministry. And really one of the main reasons for it is the fact that the Catholic Church needs priests.
Yeah.
And that's our major objective here. In the Archdiocese of San Antonio, I think we've got one priest every 4,000 Catholics. In the country, the United States, I think it's one priest for every like 3,500. So we have a lot of work to do. We're not recruiters per se here in our ministry. We're just trying to unpack the fruits that families in the church have brought to us here at St. Joseph, and to help people to understand that if they're having a call to the priesthood, a religious brother or sister, whatever it might be, that they should at least have the support and the community behind them to investigate that and discern it. And, maybe it'll go forth to being religious, or maybe it won't. But we have to do what God calls us to do and make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to fulfill His calling and not get in the way. So Ricardo, with the ministry, we've been doing it about a year and 4 months. I think.
Yes.
What programs and events are you already conducting, and what are those to come?
Yeah, currently we have a Priestly Thursday, and on that Thursday falls our holy hour for vocations from 5 to 6 here at the parish in the small chapel. We are in the process of implementing a travel chalice that will be seen after masses and given to families, in specific to pray throughout the week for seminarians, for those that are discerning, for religious life, for those individuals who are searching for their vocation. There's so many things that we're trying to just sort of get involved and engage. And then rolling into November each year, the first week of November, we have Vocation Appreciation Week. And we are anticipating of hopefully starting off with a seminarian, with a sister, and hopefully the Father Chris will grace us with his presence about his vocation. So many things rolling out. If this is something that sparks your interest, we encourage you, to approach myself or Tom and ask about this ministry, or really even at that, to pray about this ministry, because this is something that we've been needing and wanting here at St. Joseph Honey Creek.
Very good. So to your knowledge, Ricardo, have we ever had a priest come out of this parish in 125 years or so that we've been here?
That's a great question. And this was one of the reasons why I think myself and Tom were really sort of geared up for this, is that unfortunately we have not.
Yeah.
And we have not. And the thing about it is us within this community as parishioners, we have to take that responsibility in procuring that fruit of vocations coming out of St. Joseph Honey Creek. So that's what we're here for, and that's what we're working on.
Very good. And do you think we've seen any fruit so far of the ministry?
I tell you what, the beauty about it is that we're starting to realize is a lot of the formation of these vocations is much like the pyramid, in the sense that base, and our number one vocation for myself, for Tom, and for everyone else watching here is that strive of holiness. Because with that base, with that foundation of holiness, then you begin to trust and what God is asking, what God is willing, what God is always sort of saying. I know as individuals I've come across, send me a sign, God. And in talking to Father Chris, the signs were all there. And then it just kind of, in some individuals, comes about the sense of, you know what, God, I'm going to do this. And if it's something that I'm not supposed to be doing, then send me that sign. And they never receive that sign. So they know their will of trusting in God is the correct thing. Here within our parish, we have about 3 to 4 young men within the Archdiocese attending the Melchizedek Project. And that's something of discernment, of vocations, of really asking those basic questions of what does God want me to do? Where does He want me to go? Who does He want me to serve? A lot of those times, individuals are struggling with the questions that we get as we grow up of how can I be popular? How can I make more money? How can I be successful? So those are questions that individuals, they deal with every day. With that Melchizedek project, it kind of just allows the individual to introspectively look within themselves, to ask those questions. As well as we have a religious life for 3 to 4 young ladies within our parish here that have gone on missionary appointments and are very involved in that sense. So the support from the community in the parish is vital for these individuals to continue for their search for what their vocation is. And then as well as that support from those families as these individuals go through that search of vocation, that these families support them. And getting back to Bishop Gary Yannick, he has that famous line where he says that my family totally supports vocations and formations of priests, just as long as it's my nephew or my cousin or someone else, but not my son. And there's a lot of truth to that when it comes to the way we sometimes look at vocations.
Yes, and we can't look at them that way, can we?
No, most definitely not.
Very good. Well, Ricardo, thanks for helping me lead this ministry and for being here today and telling us a little bit about how you had the initial thought that brought it here to the parish. And I know that we've got a lot of work to do. In one of the Gospels, I know that Christ says that we need to pray for workers to be led out to the harvest, and that's what this is all about. So we thank you for listening today. If any of you watching have interest in joining us here in the Vocations Promotion Ministry, you can contact Ricardo and I, and we'll be glad to talk to you about what we do. We do meet once a month on the 4th Tuesday of every month in the evening. God bless you all, and have a blessed Lenten season.
Thank you, and God bless.